Hello everybody and welcome back. I am Mindy and today I'm gonna talk about introverted feeling for INTJs and how can they develop their introverted feeling. But before I start, please subscribe and like my video. Show me some love for the work I put here so you help me to grow my channel. Remember that you can buy me coffees if you enjoy my content. All right, let's dive in. So, wow, why am I talking about introverted feeling? Because INTJs are many of my viewers and also many of my one-on-one clients. And I noticed that this is a big something, a struggle, you can say, or a challenge that all of them are facing. It's, I don't know what I'm feeling, I don't know what I need. This is a constant thing I keep on hearing. So I thought of making this video to give some kind of brief steps on what you can do in order to work around it. But this is not going to be, of course, fixed or a formula for everybody the same way. So keep that in mind. All right, so these are the steps. So whenever you INTJs don't know what you're feeling, whenever you don't know what's happening inside of your body, whenever you're in front of a person and you don't know do I hate them? Do I dislike them? Are they just terrible people? Am I in love? I don't know. All of those things that can happen. You don't even know if you're hungry sometimes. So this is, of course, happening because you have introverted feeling as a third function. So you are super knowledgeable, you're super skilled at using introverted intuition. Then extroverted thinking will develop later in life. It's not something that comes also that naturally, but if you are at around maybe 25 or plus, you are kind of used to using extroverted thinking. And introverted feeling, there's something that comes, they say, at around 30 or plus age of life. In a natural way, but you can, if you are younger than that, you can also start working on your introverted feeling. So do not think that you can only reach it at that point. And another side of introverted feeling is that INTJs can use it in the less positive way. So it's not that you do not have access to the function. I believe that we have access to actually all of the functions, but we just don't use them effectively. And so how INTJs can tend to use introverted feeling in the negative spectrum, let's say, is like they can be too self-absorbed and too self-centered and do not pay attention to the person around them in their lives or in their working space or with another person with whomever they're interacting. They lose interest and they seem to be too cold and aloof and they only care about themselves. But it's not that they are really caring about themselves, it's just that they don't know how to include that person or whatever that person is going through. And they seem to only mind their own business when they are actually not also in a conscious level kind of minding their business. So this is one of the many ways in which introverted feeling can play a role for INTJs. As I said, when you're not using it in the most, let's say, positive way. I'm so sorry, I'll need to do something that will interrupt probably. All right, so let's continue. So how you can develop FI on the positive side of the spectrum. So constantly ask, what am I feeling now? What do I need now? What do I value now? This is a super important exercise that you must practice if you want to develop your introverted feeling, because introverted feeling is all about what are my values, what are my needs, what am I feeling. And INTJs in general are more familiar with what am I thinking. They're more familiar with building up concepts, with whatever internal process they're running in their heads. They can put those abstract ideas easily into logical patterns, into logical I don't know, you can even say words. So they use the logical way of thinking in order to navigate their own abstraction and their own ideas. But feelings, it's something that they are not really familiar with. So in order for you to start practicing it, you need to constantly check in with yourself. What are you feeling right now? And for this, you might want to write a record. So write a book, write a few notes on your phone, keep it with you, next to you, and try to, every time that you ask yourself, what am I feeling right now, put it into those records, into that page that you're gonna work along. So one of the best exercises I can recommend to people who wants to work on any function, but particularly introverted feeling, is to keep next to them a list of the things that they are going to understand of themselves. And this is something that it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be a day thing that you're gonna sit down and say, like, oh yeah, this is what I like, this is my core values, or this is what I need, or this is what I love, this is what I'm feeling in my body. All of those things you can write out in a page, but it's not something that in one day you're gonna know. So you have to get familiar with the uncomfortability, if that's a word, of not knowing what is happening inside of you. And with sitting with that uncomfortable, it's going to be uncomfortable for your rational process, because you're going to put yourself into this position where you're going to force, kind of, for your rational system, you're going to be forcing yourself to do something that your rational side of your brain, it's not familiar with, doesn't know, because you're going to develop another area of yourself, which is getting in touch with what you're feeling. So you write down your records whenever you understand something, whenever you understand that I don't know, whenever, imagine this situation, you have a colleague and you don't know what you feel about that colleague. You don't know if you hate them, you don't know if you just dislike them, you don't know if this person frustrates you, you don't know if this person, you don't know what's happening, but you just know that there is something that you experience when you're around them, and you don't know what name you can give them. But as you start writing down, is this frustration, is this, and I will encourage you to do this, because in another situation, in another point, when you notice that a similar feeling is emerging in you, you are going to compare this new feeling to those other characteristics that you wrote in that other situation with your colleague. So let's say the new situation is with your partner, or the new situation is even along with yourself. You're frustrated maybe because or you're angry because you weren't able to cook your food fast enough and you were hungry. So write down everything and start comparing. So the thing here is, like, what you need to use in order to understand your introverted feeling is your first function, which is your most developed function, and your second function. So how this plays a role is, like, you're going to use that data that you're going to collect. So you're going to use your logical mind in order to connect the dots and understand what your feelings are. So you're going to help your feelings through your introverted intuition. So you're going to dive in that data that you have, you're going to scrutinize, you're going to try and connect the dots, you're going to use your introverted intuition, and you're going to draw a conclusion, let's say like a logical conclusion based on that data that you have, that what you're feeling is then you're feeling frustrated. So that means maybe you understand, after all of the things that you wrote down, when you're hungry at home with your colleague and with your partner, you understand that you start the rage of the feeling that's running inside of your body, inside of your mind somehow, is something that has similar patterns to one another. So maybe you notice that one of the patterns that you collected in this example is that your heart was beating faster, for instance. So you felt your heart beating faster, you felt that you couldn't think sharply, you felt that you wanted to smash that person, of course, please do not use any violence, but just to give an example, so you felt like in your mind, you felt like, oh, I want to, I don't know, or you felt like somehow you felt things that you can connect, and then you can understand, ask yourself, is it frustration? So I would encourage you as well to go and read what is and then frustration and how other people experience frustration. So what I'm encouraging you INTJs to do is to gather up data, to use your analysis skills that you have throughout your introverted intuition, and to make a comparison and to draw a conclusion, and in order to, with your extroverted thinking, in order to understand your introverted feeling. That is a way that I can see how INTJs can get there. So because this is the thing, you feel, and you feel a lot. Your problem is that you don't know what you are feeling. But also you're trying, or maybe many INTJs feel like, I want to know what my feelings is, and period. So you're trying to understand your feeling from a standpoint of view of feeling alone, and that is not how your natural tendency or mind works. So you and every other personality type should navigate lives, and also their less developed functions should develop them helped by their primary function, the dominant function, and secondly by the secondary function. So after you understand this, you can start giving names to those feelings. So in order to do this, again, write a list and write the names of these findings of your research, basically. And another way that I would encourage you to do this is use meditation. And this is another exercise that has nothing to do with the book, maybe. Oh, I think it does, because with meditation, you sit down in silence and you practice following your breath, but also observing your body. You observe what is happening. Maybe you feel like it's tingling in your stomach, or you feel like it's tingling your hands, or you feel like your legs are, I don't know, feeling a bit contract the muscles. So you start noticing what is happening in your body, and by connecting with your body, you can also start having like a deeper connection with feelings, because your body is full of sensations. So that's one step, like easy step to start working towards what's happening inside, by analyzing, or by not only analyzing, by observing what's happening with your physical body. And lastly, practice this often, because I know you INTJs, I don't even need to tell you this, but you INTJs, I know that you normally you are highly invested in your self-development, and that's why you are watching this video. So practice this often. This is not going to be something that I would even need to encourage you to, but that's like the last step that I wrote down there. And just to finish up this video, you know that you can come to me for one-on-one sessions where I can help you with your specific situation. Also, if you want to work on your introverted feeling all alone, because it's not the same with a video than with one-on-one consultations, when I can really look into what is actually your patterns of, I don't know, how you live your life, how you, your backgrounds and all of that, and how that plays a role into your specific situation where you want to understand your introverted feeling. But that's not the only one subject that we can talk on one-on-one sessions. So make sure to check the information in the description box. You can treat me to coffee if you enjoy my content. I would really appreciate that. Please like and subscribe, and see you next time.